Can you be a top student and have a social life? Ace your exams, build an awesome resume, and still have that unforgettable college experience? Is it even possible to have it all? Dear book lovers, what if you could finish an entire book in just minutes? Welcome to another insight-packed book summary episode of Summerpedia. We are here to bring you more titles in less time. In this episode, we're going to explore the important and highly practical lessons from the book How to Win at College by Cal Newport. And trust me, it's packed with some absolute game changers. All right, so here's what we've got on tap. We're going to kick things off with why this book is such a big deal. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of studying smarter, mastering your time, and actually building your college career. We'll even give you a quick rundown on the author before we wrap it all up with a success blueprint you can use right away. Okay, first up, why this book matters beyond the grind. So let's just dive right in. The whole premise of this book is honestly kind of revolutionary. It argues that pretty much everything we've been told about succeeding in college, it's just plain wrong.
You know the feeling, right? Most of us think we have to pick a side. Either you're the social butterfly, tons of fun, but your grades are kind of meh. Or you're the grind, amazing grades, but you're practically living in the library and missing out on, well, everything. Cal Newport says, nope, that's a totally false choice.
So what's the alternative? He introduces this incredible idea of the standout student. And this is the person who seems to do it all. They get the amazing grades, they're working on cool projects, they have a fantastic social life, and this is the key part, they do it all without completely burning out. That's the goal. So you might be wondering, is this book for me? Well, it's definitely not just for the 4.0 students. It's for you if you're an undergrad feeling totally overwhelmed. It's for you if you're a high school student who wants to hit the ground running. Honestly, it's for anyone who wants to crush it in college without sacrificing their sanity. All right, let's get into the juicy stuff. Section 2, study smarter, not harder. And what's so cool about this is that Newport's advice is gonna feel weird. It goes against almost everything you've probably been taught about how to study. Okay, let's just start with this bombshell. Rule number 1, don't do all of your reading. I know, right? For any of us who are conscientious students, that sounds like a recipe for disaster. But Newport makes a really strong case that trying to read every single word of every assigned text is one of the absolute biggest wastes of your time. So how does this actually work? It's all about strategic efficiency. First, you skim. Read the intros and conclusions carefully to get the big picture. Then you go to class and take killer notes. You let the professor do the heavy lifting of pointing out what's actually important. And boom, your lecture notes, not the textbook, become your main study guide. This will save you so many hours. And here's another one that might blow your mind. Newport says to ditch the study groups. I mean, we've all been there, right? They sound like a great idea, but they usually just turn into social hour, and you don't really learn anything deeply. He argues that real, true understanding, the kind that gets you A's, comes from that deep, focused, solo work. Okay, so you're studying smarter, but how does that fit into your whole day? That brings us to our next section, mastering your time and energy. This is all about the art of productivity.
We all struggle with procrastination, especially with those huge term papers. Newport's rule for this is so simple, it's brilliant. The very same day you get a big assignment, you have to work on it. Just for 30 minutes. Do anything. Brainstorm, write one paragraph, find one source. That tiny start is enough to break that mental block and get the momentum going.
So, when it comes to the actual study sessions, how long should you go for? Forget those all-nighters. The research points to a magic number, and that number is 50 minutes. And this is where the 50-10 method comes in. It's super simple. You work like laser-focused for 50 minutes, no distractions. Then you take a real 10-minute break, get up, walk around, do whatever. This little cycle is incredible for keeping your brain fresh, it helps you remember more, and it makes even the biggest projects feel totally doable. Okay, this next one is a little bit of a mind bender, but it is maybe the most powerful idea in the whole book. The rule is work time is any time that you are not explicitly relaxing. Think about that. Instead of seeing your free time as the default, you flip it. You schedule your fun, your parties, your video games, your Netflix binge. That makes work the default, and it means when you are relaxing, it's completely guilt-free. Now, getting great grades is one thing, but winning at college is about so much more. It's about building your career, and believe it or not, that starts on day 1. And here is a massive, massive piece of advice. Befriend a professor. Seriously, stop thinking of them as the people who just give you grades. They are the gatekeepers. They hold the keys to amazing recommendation letters, cool internships, and fascinating research opportunities. You don't just want their approval, you want them as allies. And one of the best ways to do that is to get involved in their research. This is a game changer on any resume, and it's not just for STEM fields. The path is actually pretty clear. Step 1, use your freshman year to figure out what actually excites you. Step 2, look up which professors are doing cool work in that area. Step 3, send a polite email asking if you can help out. And step 4, and this is important, be willing to pay your dues. Start with the small stuff, prove you're reliable, and bigger opportunities will absolutely open up. So you're probably thinking, who is this guy telling me not to do my reading? Let's talk for a second about the author, Cal Newport, because his background is why this advice is so credible. See, Cal Newport isn't just some random productivity guru. He's a tenured computer science professor at Georgetown University. He's also the best-selling author of huge books you might have heard of, like Deep Work. And the advice in this book, it's not just his opinion. It's based on his research, where he literally studied the habits of the most successful students at places like Harvard, Princeton, and Yale. All right, let's zoom out and put this all together into a clear blueprint. If you take away just a few things from this breakdown, make it these key points. Okay, so here's your blueprints. First, it starts with the mindset. You need to believe you can be a standout student. Next, study smart. Remember, don't read everything. Focus on what matters. Then, master your time. Start those big projects on day 1 and use those 50-minute focus blocks. A huge one, schedule your fun. This makes your work time so much more productive. And finally, think long-term. Befriend a professor and find a way to get involved in research. That's how you build a real career.
Look, this isn't just about listening to good ideas. It's about putting them into action. So the real question is, which one of these rules are you going to try out first? Maybe it's the 50-10 method, or maybe you're going to email a professor tomorrow. Think about it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more impactful book summaries from Summarypedia.